Hello, and welcome to the Hack Divorce Course Parenting Module. My name is Michelle. I'm a family law mediator and creator of the Hack Divorce Course. Check out the link below to download the free parenting module workbook that accompanies these videos. And if you're a DIYer and would like to write your own separation agreement, click on the link below to purchase my definitive sourcebook of family law separation agreement clauses. This one-of-a-kind, indispensable resource will show you a dozen examples of real, comprehensive separation agreements with tips and tools so you can competently write your own agreement. Be sure to like and subscribe, and now, let's get on with it. When you're going through a divorce and you have kids, you're going to hear words like custody and residency used. It's important to have clarity about what these words mean before we start using them in the following videos. Let's talk about residency first. So, residency refers to where a child lives. It's not about who has the decision-making power over the child's education, medical, and religious and cultural involvements. Residency is about which parent's home the child is staying at, and it includes the smaller day-to-day decisions, which we'll get to in a bit. Access is a term that's been traditionally used for the non-resident parent. For example, if John and Patricia's son Max lives primarily with Patricia, we would say that Max has residency with Patricia and that John has access or visitation rights. Custody, on the other hand, is about who makes the major decisions about a child's education, their health, and dental, and any religious and cultural involvements they might have. Many parents share custody or have joint custody of their children, which means they make big decisions together, or that one parent makes decisions in some main areas and the other parent does likewise in other areas. The federal government of Canada has just changed the official terminology that is used in the Divorce Act to no longer include words such as custody and access, but rather to use decision-making responsibility and parenting time instead. So just keep this in mind as we go along. One of the most important decisions you'll make while preparing your divorce agreement is your regular residency schedule for the children. Typically, the regular residency schedule gives a detailed description of whose home the children will be staying in and when, and it also gives details about the transitions between homes and what to do when something like an illness comes up or disrupts the regular schedule. There are some excellent free tools on the internet that can help you figure out the best schedule for your family's needs, and I've listed the links below. In this video, I'm going to go over the basics, and then you should use the websites that I've linked below, the residency worksheet linked below, and the bonus Real Agreements PDF to help you put your own residency schedule together. To begin with, you're going to need to determine what type of residency arrangement suits your family's needs best. Consider these things. How much do you work and when? Do you travel overnight for work? Is your employer flexible for days when your child is sick or for school holidays? Is your lifestyle compatible with how frequently you want residency with your kids? Will you be sharing the time 50-50, or perhaps it will be more of a 70-30 deal or an 80-20? We'll talk about child support in the last video, but yes, how much time your kids live with you will affect how much child support is paid. There are so many combinations of residency schedules out there, so I'm just going to list the most common ones and go over the most typical ones briefly. If one of these schedules sounds like what you want, you can then explore the links below to get more detailed descriptions and suggestions. The most standard parenting time arrangements are 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, 80-20, and finally, long distance, where the parent lives so far away the children maybe get to visit once or twice a year. With a 50-50 or a shared residency schedule, each parent gets equal time with the kids. A 1 week on, 1 week off schedule is popular with families whose children are school age. As you can see, the children stay for 1 whole week with one parent and then switch, in this case Fridays, after school, to the other parent. For younger children, a 2-2-3 schedule may be more suitable, where the child stays with one parent for 2 days, then the other one for 2 days, and back to the original parent for the weekend. Following that, the schedule flips so that each parent gets every other weekend with the child. There are a lot of different ways that a 50-50 residency schedule can be made. Using your own imagination and looking at what's worked for others can help you figure out a plan that works best for your unique situation. I'm not going to go through all the combinations and permutations of potential schedules because there are just way too many. Remember, I've shared a link below to a site that not only lists almost any schedule you can think of, it also has a schedule designing tool for you to personalize your schedule. Some of the services on this site are free and others are paid for. Now, let's have a quick look at the classic 80-20 residency schedule. This is where the children live primarily with one parent and spend every other weekend with the other parent. Sometimes there's also a midweek visit. In primary residency situations where the children live with one parent more than the other, the parent that gets the children only 20 to 30% of the time may wish for additional time by adding Fridays or Monday holidays onto the schedule, or possibly taking the children when there's a professional development day and the kids don't have school. Another way that some parents like to get some additional residency time is by taking extra weeks in the school summer vacation to be with the children. What's most important is that you work out a schedule that's compatible with your needs and your access, and that takes into consideration the needs of the children. In family law, the children come first, so please keep that in mind when you're working things out. Once you've figured out what your regular residency schedule is going to look like, you need to consider what to do with various holidays and vacation times throughout the year, because often the schedule needs to be adjusted for these special times. Everybody's situation is different, so you only choose to make special arrangements for the vacations and holidays that are pertinent to your family's needs. Questions to ask yourself are, will the kids be spending certain holidays with the same parent every year, or will they alternate between parents depending on whether it's an odd-numbered year or an even-numbered year? How much advance notice should you and your ex give each other about making any changes to an agreed-upon schedule or finalizing dates for things, such as which weeks will be taken for summer vacation? Looking at the Parenting Plan Tool, section number 1, question 14, let's quickly go over the various holiday and vacation considerations. Starting with Easter, the thing to think about here is if you or your extended family, such as grandparents, traditionally do special activities like egg dyeing, going to a church service, celebrating a Passover dinner, or going on an egg hunt. If you do a specific activity with a certain group of people on the same day every year, bear this in mind when deciding how to spend the holiday. Following Easter comes Mother's Day. Obviously, a special effort should be made for the kids to be with their mom on Mother's Day, even if she's not on the residency schedule for that day. And the same goes for fathers on Father's Day. For 3-day long weekends, such as Victoria Day, the Civic Holiday, and Labor Day, etc., you can figure out if keeping the regular schedule is best or switching it up between parents is better. Some 3-day holidays are more important to certain families than others. So, for example, you may want to make special arrangements for Thanksgiving, but keep to a regular schedule for the Labor Day long weekend, which is just fine. One-off holidays, such as Canada Day and Halloween, again, will be up to your particular situation. Christmas is probably one of the most special times of the year for most families, and it's important to ensure that each parent gets their fair opportunity to share time with the kids on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and New Year's, or any combination of those holidays that are most important to you. Besides the specific days of Christmas, Boxing Day, and New Year's, the kids are usually off for school for 2 weeks during the Christmas vacation, and it should be determined whether the regular schedule will prevail on all days other than Christmas, Boxing Day, or New Year's, or if you will make special residency arrangements over the 2 weeks. For example, if you have an 80-20 residency schedule, the parent who has the kids normally 20% of the time, so on every other weekend, might wish for a whole week of special time with the kids over Christmas to be fair. In this case, the special days would be shared, but now the 20% parent gets extra time, which is nice. If you normally take a week or 2 off during the summer to get away, you'll need to make sure you discuss that with your ex well in advance of the start of summer vacation. That way, you can each make a plan to get away with the kids and no last-minute surprises, which can cause trouble. For instance, many of my clients opt to have a final agreement about summer vacation dates no later than June 1st, and sometimes even maybe May 1st before school summer vacation begins. Finally, a quick word about birthdays. Most parents want to make their kids' birthdays special, but I'll often hear parents say that their own birthdays don't really matter so much. I just like to say that while it probably doesn't matter too much to you about your birthday, it probably does matter to your kids. And for most children, celebrating their parents' and siblings' birthdays is really important and meaningful for them. So when making decisions about celebrating parents' birthdays, be sure to factor in your child's needs to celebrate you also. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to grab your copy of my indispensable resource for writing your own separation agreement, the definitive sourcebook of family law separation agreement clauses. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.